I'm not gonna lie, usually whenever we tell people about Johan, they end up dying somehow, so... And this is a new character that we kind of just got introduced to, so I would not be surprised if they die by the end of the episode. Greetings, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to some more Monster. Indeed, I have returned. I have brought my couch with me this time, as you can see. Like, you know, it is... brown. It was cheap, okay? I got it for like 20 bucks out in a back alley somewhere. It kind of smells. In any case, recap time. Previously, on Monster, on episode 46, Sook on the run, we learned that Grimmer was one of the survivors, which, well, we didn't realize there were any survivors other than Johan, but apparently he survived 511 Kinderheim. And then I kind of created a theory of like deep conditioning, brainwashing. Now we left off with Grimmer talking to Tenma and telling him of this, but it seems like Grimmer will proceed to turn himself in to essentially prove Suga My Balls' innocence, which honestly I can't say is a good idea. I feel like Sugandi's dick will be proven innocent anyway with just a little bit of investigation, but I mean, okay. With that said, let's get into episode 47 of The Monster. Son of a bitch.
Hello, Anna. The wind's getting cold, isn't it? That's strange. She always smiles at me and says hello.
Oh, Anna.
Oh my. What are the odds that all these people that he's fooled just one by one show up?
Evening.
Goddamn coincidences. What's the rush? Unless this is actually Nina, and she's like, who the fuck are these people? How the fuck do they know my name? My real name?
Hey, Nina. Looks like all the restaurants in this neighborhood are already
Fuck.
closed.
The thing is, now I don't know if it's Nina or Johanna.
Let's go back to the hotel, Nina. What's wrong, huh?
For some reason, people on this street talk to me like they know me.
Okay, so it is Nina, yeah. I mean, I figured it was because, you know, fucking Dieter, the kid, ended up going with Nina, right? Although, why were they separated, right? You never know. You never fucking know. Why would they be separated?
But they call me Anna instead of Nina.
That's a good thing. For Nina, I mean. She should go like, oh, excuse me, we've met before, right? But I hurt my head. I'm having trouble remembering. Can you refresh my memory of where we met? And then they say where they met her and stuff like that. I mean, if someone straight up recognizes you as someone else, that can only mean one of two things. One, you have some sort of doppelganger or something like that. Or two, someone's disguising themselves as you. Let's assume that, you know, they assume there's no way someone can do a perfect disguise. Well, who would be able to kind of look like you? Oh, I have a twin who very much looks like me. So it's like, I feel like Nina could very easily just come to that conclusion where it's like, people know me here? Well, they must know someone who kind of looks like me. Who looks like me? Oh wait, I have a twin brother who is known to look like me. I'm still a little sick. I still have a little residue of sickness. The door to nightmares.
Interesting. So, what's wrong with this picture?
I'd say a lot. Suk is the main suspect in a multiple homicide case. I don't see any police or security anywhere.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna go in there and take a look around.
Sure. I think I'd better tag along. I could use some answers myself.
Jan Suk, he's a police detective.
A cop?
All these men were injured at this vacant building on Bruno Street.
Oh, he was one of those unemployed men who were injured in the fight?
Unemployed?
Unemployed men? Fight?
That's them.
Who knows what story they're reporting on the news, but what you're saying is probably the real deal.
So, could you please tell us what rooms they're staying in?
After their serious injuries were treated, they were all moved to another hospital.
To another hospital? Where?
I don't know. It says a large ambulance came and loaded up all 6 of the patients.
That's exactly how many of those goons attacked us. There were 6 of them.
What about Suk?
A large ambulance came? A large ambulance? The fuck does that mean? Loaded up 6 patients? Seriously? What the fuck is that? A large ambulance that can carry 6 patients at the same time? Huh? What is that, a fucking bus?
Detective Jan Suk, where's he? He's the one that was shot.
According to our records, there weren't any patients brought in with any gunshot wounds.
2 possibilities. 1, the police is setting a trap. Or 2, bad guys.
Wait, is there any record of a patient with the name Jan Suk even being brought in here?
Of course there's not. His name is Jan Sukamadik. Jan Sukamadik.
No, not at all.
Indeed, Jan Sukamadik. You gotta ask for Jan Sukamadik.
Tape from 511 Kinderheim.
Czech secret police have a keen interest in obtaining any material from 511 Kinderheim.
That said, where are you keeping this data and the tape?
Well, they're not on me. I've stored them in a secure location.
Suk was shot because you possess something they want, and it probably led to him being kidnapped from here.
What's just as bad is we can only imagine what they'll do to Suk to force that data and tape from my hands.
The contents of the tape and the data. What are we talking about here?
I only listened to part of the tape.
So what was this tape a recording of?
A child talking.
A child?
When this boy was asked his name, his answer was Johann. Dr. Tenma, is something the matter?
511 Kinderheim. And research data. Johann. Where is that tape right now?
Uh-oh.
Might be best if you come with me.
Grimmer said right, because they stopped the tape. I have to remember that they only listened to a part of the tape. They didn't listen to the whole thing. So I was thinking, like, is it possible that Johann can figure out where Grimmer hid the tape? I mean, he is super smart, so it's like maybe he can, deduce that Grimmer had sent, or Grimmer or Sugan these nuts had sent the tape to the mother, and then get there to steal it or whatever. And then I was like, okay, let's say we lose the tape, at least we know what was on it, via Grimmer. But then again, as I said, they only listened to a part of the tape, so it's like, there's probably still more to it.
Where's Suk?
Would the
Oh,
both
these
of you
nuts.
come with me, please?
Dr. Tenma, you really should have stayed behind. There's no point you getting involved in this any further.
No. I also have a couple questions that the Czech secret police might be able to answer for me.
So you're saying you have your own agenda, huh?
Welcome, gentlemen. Come, have a seat.
I know that face.
He looks familiar. He must be a high-ranking member of the Czech secret police.
You're right. He's Captain Karol Lanka. I did research on him at the newspaper.
Now we're getting somewhere.
We've been awfully misunderstood by you and the world. We are viewed as a rogue gang of ruthless killers.
So where's Suk?
Suk is not in any danger. He is resting comfortably at one of our hospitals.
This isn't just a misunderstanding.
I don't want you thinking of us as thugs. After all, it's not like we
Okay.
killed anyone.
What about the...
So these are the yeah, I guess the other guys. I suspected the extra police guys that died in Sugandhi's Nuts' apartment to be also you know, ex-secret police or whatever. Corrupted fucking cops, right? But apparently they weren't, so I guess it was police tailing Grimmer and Sugandhi's Nuts, and then these guys.
Woman.
What woman?
Wasn't that blonde woman who killed Pedrov acting on direct orders from you?
I've heard about this woman's murderous activities, but she isn't working for us. In fact, she's been quite disruptive to our plans. We're not in the business of killing people. A German associate of ours informed us that he wanted the tape and the data, and we were delicately negotiating securing them from Pedrov. In the middle of all this, he was murdered. I want that tape and data in trade for the safe return of Suk.
Sounds fair, but I don't have those things.
On
Our
these
sources
nuts.
say you do have what we want.
You see, I'm from there.
Hmm?
I was there. As a child, I was sent to live at 511 Kinderheim. I was 14 years old, as near as I can tell. And that was 30 years ago.
When were you there?
Who knows? Guess I got there when I was about 8.
So that must have been around 1963.
I guess.
Okay, so he wasn't there when Johann was there, which makes me think that whatever brainwash, like, conditioning bullshit, if I'm right about the whole theory and stuff, I guess the brainwash-ish thing happened just in general, like in the 511 Kinderheim. I suppose, yeah, the whole project of 511 was underway way before Johann came there, but did the whole munch chomp thing then come from Kinderheim? Or 511?
Did you know this
We're still
boy?
missing information.
He's my nephew. In the early 1960s, I was officially stationed as an intelligence officer in East Berlin. I heard it was a wonderful place, so I signed him up to live there. It was touted as an ideal environment to prepare and educate children with dubious pasts, so they would qualify to become the communist elite of the future.
You're trying to make a profit off of something that was reprehensible. You want to sell information that includes experimental data that was collected from your own nephew.
I don't think I don't think this guy is doing it for what Tenma said he was doing it for. Usually when characters like these bring up their family or whatever, I mean, he looks like a bad guy, but he might have a soft spot for family or something.
Of my offer. Take these gentlemen where they wish.
They're letting them go? That's interesting.
You okay?
Hot cocoa.
Huh?
Yeah.
I remember.
What do you remember?
Grimmer, come back! Your nephew was so kind to me. When I got a fever and slept in the infirmary, he brought me his cocoa. He gave me his, even though he liked it so much. That's when he looked into my eyes and said, "Remember me." Back then, while we were there, we all did stuff like that. We talked about ourselves to the friends we made. I don't really know why, but our memories about ourselves would fade day by day after those strange lessons they would put us through. We could hardly remember our names after a while. That's why we had our friends remember who we really were. His name was Adolf Reinhardt.
That boy was my nephew.
Interesting. So whatever they were going through, they were like brainwashed to forget about themselves. And so to combat that, they ended up remembering each other or everything about each other. I wonder what was there anything that he noticed that triggered these memories? Or was it just like random? You know, like he just kind of, you know, the picture ended up jogging some memories loose.
Welcome home.
Although, if the whole point of Kinderheim, or the shit that they did in there, if the whole point, or maybe not the point, but like if one of the after effects, side effects, whatever you want to call them, is that they made the kids forget about themselves, does that mean that that's what made Johann? Like, you know, they don't have a name? I don't think so, actually. Right? Because, like, there was that whole conversation with, I forgot his name, but the general guy, or colonel, or whoever, that found Johann and Anna, I guess, Nina, when they crossed the border. And then he, like, started asking him questions, and I'm pretty sure already by then he was like, I don't have a name, or something. Or maybe it was a while ago, I don't remember, but I think already before he was sent to 511, he was already kind of fucky in the head. I guess we'll see.
People can become whatever they want to be.
Not necessarily.
A toast! Hey, welcome home. Hey, welcome home. Hey, welcome home.
The three frogs.
So do you know this door?
I'm not sure, but
Hold on.
I thought she remembered things,
I'm
but I guess not. Maybe she remembered where the three frogs was, like where to go. The door is just open? Is there no lock on the door?
I also recognize these stairs.
That research data and tape really shouldn't concern you.
Actually, they do.
Looks like we're not gonna have time to talk. I guess they're ready to do some more negotiating. Our Czech secret police have dropped by for a morning chat. I guess they want an answer.
So, have you had a chance to think everything through?
I have. And I don't plan on giving you the research data or the tape.
So you're saying that you don't care what happens to Detective Suk?
If something happens to Suk, that precious data and tape disappear from this world forever, I guarantee.
Good, good. This is how you negotiate. The fact is, when it comes to negotiations, right, you have to figure out who has the upper hand, who has the more important information, who has the greater leverage. It's kind of like a transaction, right? It's not that Grimmer is trying to buy Suk on these nuts from this old guy. It's that the old guy is trying to buy the information from Grimmer. The guy who's trying to buy is the client, the customer, the guy who is selling, essentially, or the guy who is who has the item that the customer wants to buy. They set the price, right? They are after something that they want from you, so you have to set the price high. You have to understand that you are in charge of setting the price, and they will not harm the hostage if they can't get what they want. They are trying to play on your emotions by saying, "Oh, we'll hurt him, we'll torture him, we'll kill him if you don't give the information." Well, and yeah, exactly. Like, if you kill him, then you'll never see the information. So it's like, if you want the deal, or if you want the information to never be in your grasp, kill the hostage. You'll never get what you want. Now, it'd be sad, obviously, if Suk on these nuts died, but, you know, it's like you won't get anything you want, which means you're not going to kill him. Why would you kill the hostage?
I am willing to offer you a chance to listen to the tape. The only condition I have is that you forget this whole business about getting your hands on it and selling it to that German friend of yours.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm surprised that they haven't thought to copy the tape yet. That is one of the first things I would think of. That is one of the first things I would do in reality, that's actually what I would have done before I sent the tape away. I would have probably, like, before I sent the tape to the mother, I would have bought some sort of recorder or, you know, tape recorder, then recorded the recording. And if possible, made pictures, extra pictures of the documents, if possible. I don't know what technology they have exactly in this time that they're in, but, you know, if possible, make copies of the documents as well.
I'm fine with meeting you somewhere and letting you hear the tape in private if you want to listen to it by yourself. I think that you should want to listen to it. I think you should hear it for your nephew who lived in 511 Kinderheim. You should listen closely to what exactly that boy Johann said on your precious tape.
So that's the deal you're willing to make?
I didn't say anything about making a deal.
That's enough! We don't have time to be going on and on like this. As we sit here discussing the finer points of some deal, an innocent person could be killed because of that tape. I know exactly who this relentless killer is. It's a person who wants the tape more than anyone. It's Johann.
I haven't the faintest idea what you're talking about.
Don't you play dumb with me. Your German friend who wants you to track it down should have told you what kind of tape it is. So what is he hoping you're gonna find?
The monster's identity. That was all.
I didn't want to get you involved. Now I'll tell you everything, before anyone else is murdered over this.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, usually whenever we tell people about Johann, they end up dying somehow, so... And this is a new character that we kind of just got introduced to, so I would not be surprised if they die by the end of the episode. Now, I don't think Grimmer would die so easily, but I won't rule that possibility out either.
You created this mess. What the hell did you do 15 years ago? Back then, a mother and her daughter lived in Mokulski near Chedok Bridge. And then one day, both of them were taken away by your secret police. When your thugs took Johann from the building with a sign that has 3 frogs, what did you do to him?
These stairs.
We're back home.
Are you okay, Nina? He was taken and dragged down these very steps. They took him away.
Who was?
My big brother.
During that time, I was indeed in a position...
Okay, so I was actually wondering, like, which one of the twins was taken away, and then which one of them stayed at the house, and then the fire happened, and so on and so forth.
I wanted, but the 3 frogs building, grabbing a mother and a child, I don't recall any of that.
Don't give me that.
As high-ranking as
If they would have...
I was, there were some things even I didn't know about. Like the things that man did. We didn't even know which branch of the secret police he belonged to. He was given free rein and detained as many people as he cared to, for no real reason, and never had to report it. He was called the Man of Red Rose Mansion, I believe.
Are you saying that this captain was involved?
He was a very elegant, quiet man who kept to himself. He never wore a uniform, and he loved having tea and cake.
What was his real name?
It was Franz Bonaparte.
I see. Bonaparte.
However, I'm not certain if that was his actual name. Bonaparte was also known to have a pseudonym.
Why would he need one?
Well, you see, he was also the author of a children's book.
Ah, son of a bitch. So there was a guy who was in charge of everything, and he also wrote a children's book. I wonder how deep this goddamn brainwashing goes.
I was reading a picture book in here.
Ah, son of a bitch.
Door open.
Nina, how about no?
Someone came back home.
Oh, someone... Oh, okay, so it wasn't just that the remaining twin tried to make food and whatever and then burned down the house.
It was called the Nameless Monster.
There's nothing in here. Nina...
This memory is real. I've been here before. I was reading a picture book, sitting here by myself. But the one who opened the door and came back was me.
Huh?
How could that be? I was greeting myself.
Huh?
Welcome home.
Huh? Huh? I am confusion. I'm not really sure what to say about that. I mean, she greeted herself. I mean, the first thing I think of is Johann in disguise, but I mean, maybe. Okay, no. Hang on. Okay, so she says the person who opened the door, because this is her when she was young, reading the picture book, okay? This is Nina looking at whoever entered the room. Okay, but it wasn't her. Most likely the mother. But then in that case, she would just say, the mother. The person who came in was my mother. We can assume that maybe she doesn't remember the mother. You know, maybe her memories are also kind of fucky, as we've pretty much figured out at this point. We can assume maybe that she just doesn't recognize her mother, right? So from her point of view, from her memories here, the person who she's seeing is the person that she kind of resembles, which would be the mother, I guess, maybe. You know, because the mother was dragged away with the child being Johann. Maybe they took Johann, then the mother came back and then caused the fire to get rid of any evidence or basically anything. I mean, maybe that was it, right? Maybe they wanted this woman's children for some reason. Maybe they thought that she only had one child, and to get rid of any evidence of there being another child, she like burned down the house and sent her away or something. On the other hand, in her memories, she could be seeing Johann in disguise, dressed as her, right? And then he came back, and then the both of them tried to escape over, like, across the border, and then they were picked up, and then so on and so forth. I suppose that kind of makes more sense. Because that's the thing, right? Johann, they did say that Johann was dragged out, and so I would imagine he would try to get back to the little sister, to the Emoto, and then probably did, and yeah, I mean, it is what it is. In any case, I hope you enjoyed episode 47 of Monster. Things got very confusing at the end, but hopefully the next episode will alleviate some of my confusion, but I guess we'll see. Until then, I shall see you next time.